Oh dear, Christopher Nolan did a no-no. So the Odyssey has been accused of fueling brutal repression by filming in the occupied Western Sahara. That's right, ladies and gents. Universal's Christopher Nolan film has made some big no-nos. Quite comical, really, because Christopher Nolan has cast a bunch of black people in roles that they shouldn't be in, and I'm happy to say shouldn't be in, because the Odyssey is, well, I mean, it's Greek, isn't it? You wouldn't have, what was that, like a black Athena? I mean, it's just nonsense. Like, it is just straight up nonsense. And the Odyssey doesn't need to be retold for the modern audience. With modern audience recasting, it's absolute drivel. So, yeah, quite comical that they did that. Then also being accused of brutal repression. So I thought we'd take a look at this. Please do hit subscribe if you're new here. Turn the bell notifications on. Anyway, let's take a look, shall we? So, as it says here, Christopher Nolan has recently been criticised for shooting elements of Universal's all-star epic, The Odyssey, in the Moroccan-occupied Western Sahara. Interesting. So earlier this month, the British director filmed 4 days. 4 days. 4 days. Brutal repression. Near the coastal city of Dakhla, which is part of a region that the United Nations has designated as a non-self-governing territory since 1963. So the Western Sahara, which has become a magnet for big-budget shoots like the Prime Video series The Wheel of Time, is not legally part of Morocco, but the US and the UK are among Western governments to recently endorse the North African nation's claim over the land. I mean, the UK is run by bloody idiots, so take that with a pinch of salt, I guess. So the Western Sahara International Film Festival, which takes place in the Sahrawi refugee camps in Algeria, called on Nolan to what? There's a Western Sahara International Film Festival in a refugee camp. All right. Anyway, so they called on Nolan to urgently halt shooting in the region, and Universal has been contacted for comment. So the festival came out and said this: Dakhla is not just a beautiful location with cinematic sand dunes. Primarily, it is an occupied, militarized city whose indigenous Sahrawi population is subject to brutal repression by occupying Moroccan forces. Well, that's quite funny, really, because, I mean, the UK at the moment, who endorsed that, is effectively repressing and censoring its people with the nonsense Online Safety Act or Online Harms Bill. We're effectively occupied here, so I love that. But anyway, that's interesting. So they continue further and say, by filming part of the Odyssey in an occupied territory billed as a news black hole by Reporters Without Borders, Nolan and his team, perhaps unknowingly and unwillingly, are contributing to the repression of the Sahrawi people by Morocco. So in a statement, FI Sahara continued, so this is the film festival thing, says, we are sure that were they to understand the full implications of filming such a high-profile film in a territory whose indigenous peoples are unable to make their own films about their stories under occupation, Nolan and his team would be horrified. I love this stuff. It's so hypocritical. All right, so the indigenous people, they need to have a voice, do they? I mean, sure, like I'm fine with that. Yeah, sure. But what about indigenous people of the Western world? We can't have that, can we? God, it annoys me so much. Morocco routinely touts Sahrawi cultural expressions as uniquely Moroccan. They created a film festival in Dakhla to counter ours and produce high-budget films that portray Western Sahara as part of Morocco. However, Sahrawis trying to make films about their lives are persecuted and must work clandestinely and at great risk to themselves and their families. Do they really, though? Like, I mean, I don't know anything about this. Do they really? Are they like, they pull out a camera and then they're like shot down or something? Like, what's going on here? So FI Sahara has been supported by actors including Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz in the past. Bardem posted the FI Sahara statement regarding the Odyssey, arguing that Dakhla was converted by the Moroccan occupiers into a tourist destination and a film set, always with the aim of crashing the Sahrawi identity, or erasing, sorry, the Sahrawi identity of the city. And you can see this here. This is, Javier Bardem. Interesting. For 50 years, Morocco has occupied Western Sahara, expelling the Sahrawi people from their cities. Dakhla is one of them, converted by the Moroccan occupiers into a tourist destination and now a film set, always with the aim of erasing the Sahrawi identity of the city. Another illegal occupation, another repression against the people the Sahrawi unjustly plundered with the approval of Western governments, including the Spanish. I encourage you to watch the documentary I made 13 years ago about the Sahrawi people, Sons of the Clowns. So yeah, this is took great controversy. But that's because everyone's just bloody raging hypocrites, really, in the film industry, of course. So the film, currently set for release in IMAX on July 17th, 2026, has been shooting at locations in Morocco, Italy, Ireland, and Scotland, based on Homer's epic poem. The story follows Odysseus, played by Damon, king of Ithaca, on his dangerous journey home after the Trojan War. So during his voyage, the protagonist faces Polyphemus, the Cyclops, said that weirdly, Sirens, the nymph Calypso, and the witch goddess Circe in the treacherous oceans that separate him from his island home and wife Penelope, who unravels a wedding train that she weaves every night in the event that one of the suitors who have taken over her home ends up marrying her should her husband not return. Odysseus' memory is also guarded by his son. The story also features gods including Athena, Poseidon, and Zeus. And Athena is played by bloody Lupita Nyong'o. So, raging hypocrites. So, more controversy surrounding this nonsense. So, there you go, really. I just thought it was funny. Just generally funny, standing on the outside of this, looking in. So let me know what you think down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.